Alright, so here we are, Valentine's Day, north of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's like 1:20 in the afternoon. Low 50s. Don't really have anything to do up here. I just wanted to come and see what was happening on the days when the sun was shining. So I like what I'm seeing, but just goes to show you that every colony is different. I mean, if you look at 4 here, just take 4 and 6. And we know both of them are alive as of last week, and obviously they are now, but you know, they're pouring out the bottom on 4, they're pouring out the top on 4, and they're just pretty much hanging out at the top entrance on 6. So they still look really good. I'm happy to see the activity at 8, which is our single. Not the last one caught of the year, but still a late season catch at the same location as 4. And then 1 here, that's from a couple years ago. So 3 is the one we're concerned about. As far as I mean, I really couldn't see much because I'm speculating that if they are alive, they were deep down in those frames and in the rear. But there's activity at the entrance on top, and then some at the bottom. So yeah, I mean, that's our problem child right there. And then 9 was on the end there. It's a couple seasons ago, just pouring out the top. And then 5 out of the doubles is probably the least active, and that one was caught here. So everything looks good. Too early for me I haven't seen any pollen going in yet or anything. I am thinking about putting some pollen patties on, the Hive Alive pollen patties, and they already have the fondant as a reserve, so thinking March 1st, but I still gotta think more about when I'm gonna put the pollen patty on and if I want to. Alright, so I would say that 3 is dead. I'd say the activity that we're seeing is from neighboring colonies, Curiosity, and so I won't let it go too long. I just don't want to pull those frames out if they are a small cluster in there somewhere, and then surely kill them by doing that. So I want to wait as long as possible, but I also don't allow my dead outs to be robbed. So at some point I'll make the decision to completely investigate this. I will shake out the dead bees, remove that quilt box, put everything back together with a piece of wood in the front, you know, your entrance reducer set to solid, and then ratchet strap it all down tight so nothing can get in there, and just let it freeze out if we get any colder weather, or just let it sit here until the days are nicer. And I'm not going to let it get robbed out, because I'll probably be feeding my strongest colonies instead of the colonies that need it the most. The strongest ones have the most foragers. They'll be able to go out and obtain the most resources from this dead out, leaving the other ones with less. So I'd rather pull the frames from here that are usable as far as honey and place them in the colonies I want. And then also I'll go in and see if there's any dry comb that I can use for swarm traps. If there's some that just has some honey in the upper edges, I'll just set them on the board here, and I will let those get robbed out completely dry, so that then I can use them in swarm traps. But the full honey frames, which it looks like there's in there, I'm not gonna let it get robbed out. I'm gonna place those into what colonies that I want, and obviously 8 is a strong candidate over here, which is the other single. And then I'll use also those honey frames for boosting swarms that I catch. So I think it's gone. I think it's still a little too early to say just for the simple fact you start pulling frames out in this type of weather and in these temperatures, and you will chill them, chill the brood, chill everything, and you will kill them. So what a horrible feeling that would be to pull it apart and realize that they were still alive, and you're the one that actually did them in. So we'll hold off, we'll wait, but again, I don't allow anything to get robbed. I'll lock that up tight and decide where I want the honey to go instead of just letting everybody go in there and have it a free for all and feeding everybody. So kind of a bummer, but that was the one that was caught late in the season, late August 24th, something like that. I will do an autopsy on them, but I can pretty much just guess that we can contribute it to just a foolish late season swarm. I guess they shouldn't have swarmed. So anyways, that's the update for today. Everything looks pretty good. You got no complaints. Thanks for watching.